Sheila was a very successful real estate leader. She led a massive real estate team of her own. And then, of course, most famous for calling Brent and becoming Brent's sponsor with EXP. How would you like to have been Brent Gove's sponsor? That was awesome. One leg, 40,000 people. Okay. Let's start with the second leg. And actually, Sheila has built a large organization of her own outside of Brent's organization as well. So she is one of the largest team leaders in EXP, and that's a great story. What I want to tell you is this. When I first saw EXP, like Randy was saying, who's the trusted one? I've seen a lot of things blow through town, and a lot of people would approach me with stuff to sell and promote to the real estate industry because I was well known in the real estate industry in South Africa. And I've learned I have to be cautious trusting people. And so I see EXP, and the guy that showed it to me, I didn't know him. I didn't know whether I could trust him or not. And I watched this video, and it was actually your video, Brent, that I watched. I was eating my chicken mayonnaise sandwich that this oak bought me, and I'm watching this thing, and I'm thinking, this thing looks unbelievable. But I'm not telling anybody I'm excited. I go back, I start praying. I say, Lord, is this thing right? Is this? And then I say, okay, Lord, please just give me someone that I know I can trust, that I can ask, because I've never heard of EXP. Well, they hadn't even launched in South Africa yet when I was approached. So I jump on the internet. I'm like, EXP seminars, EXP leaders, and I'm finding, and I come across a video by this beautiful, dignified woman who's speaking at some kind of event. And halfway through the event, she just was completely open about her faith in this speech. Now, I know that can be a contentious thing, and we're not trying to shove anything down your throat here, but I'm just telling you my story. That was important for me because I wanted to know that the thing that I hold most dearly in my life, which is my faith, is shared by the people that I'm going to go into business with. To me, that's important. And I heard Sheila in this talk just saying she wanted to thank Jesus for what he'd done in her life, and her story was a testimony of his faithfulness. And she's doing this in a business seminar, and I'm thinking, okay, this is a lady that I can trust. She's a big EXP agent. She shares my faith with me. So I found her on LinkedIn, and I sent her a message, and lo and behold, she got back to me. She said, hey, I'd love to chat to you, no problem. We had a Zoom call. Very shortly after that, Sheila introduced me to Brent. You won't even remember the first meeting I had with you. You and Rob were standing together. And you also said, we love the Lord. We're doing this to the glory of God. We're building this business together. Come, let's do it. So I had a meeting with you in the early days. And from that point onwards, folks, I have run 100 miles an hour. And here we are today. So thank you so much, Sheila, for responding to me, for being a role model to us. I owe the fact that we are here today, and whatever happens in the future, I owe it to you. So thank you very much. Please, Sheila Fejeran, ladies and gentlemen.
What are you building? We're here at a Build conference. You've heard lots of speakers. And I want you to be thinking about what are you building, because we're all building something, right? And Africa, and specifically Cape Town, is very special to me. I've had many people ask me if I've been here before, and I haven't told anybody the story. Because I came here for the first time in 1997 on my second honeymoon. We had traveled the world because I was told I could never have children. I had had many surgeries from the time I was 16. I had had meningitis and told I was going to die. I'd been in over 20 car accidents, paralyzed from the neck down, all sorts of stuff. So when I came here, we stayed with a family with 3 little girls that were friends of ours. I fell in love with these little girls and they fell in love with me, and I was like a second mom. They were attached to me everywhere we went. And because of Cape Town, because of being here and falling in love with this country and falling in love with the people of this country, I wanted to move here so bad. I decided to start praying to have children of my own. And God blessed me with 2 little boys who are the loves of my life. And I just, thank you. And a gift for me was to bring them back in 2019 And we served in Zambia on a volunteer corps with Hope Worldwide. And we have, as a family, we have a family foundation. We have been supporting that school since then because of EXP. Thank you, Glenn. And what revenue share can do for you. It isn't, we say in EXP that we're changing agents one lives at a time, like as agents. But the truth is EXP is changing the world because each of us agents have the ability to earn revenue share that we can then go do things like this. So I support 123 children. They have food every day, clothes every day, school, education, and then I support about 1,000 other families every year just because of what I can give because of revenue share. And this is just from EXP, you guys. I could have never done that without EXP. I can't tell you how much this company has changed my life and changed so many other people's lives. So, my boys are my heart. So this was me building a family, right? That was my part of my building process, is building my family. And then you get into what are all the major areas in your life that you need to consider. What are you building? Because the truth is, unless you really understand that you're not just one piece, you're not just your job. There's a lot of things, spokes on that wheel, that you need to think about. How am I doing in this area? And Glenn started the health division. How are you doing with your health? What are you doing to build your health, to have a sustainable health, to have a lifelong journey in this world? What are you doing with your relationships with your spouse, like Brent's talked about? So really thinking about how are you doing building every area of your life is what I want you to be thinking about. So I'm gonna share with you kind of just quick my journey of business, just because so you can understand the progression. I started going after a double major in radio and TV and speech. I was gonna be a corporate lawyer for radio stations. My professor talked me into working for the top station in the city as a senior because he really wanted me to sell. I never wanted to be in sales. I ran a station in Cincinnati, Philadelphia, New York City, multiple stations across the country. And then I was approached by someone to start a pharmaceutical company in the infertility industry. Started that, and what I want you to see is you go up and then you start over. You go up and then you start over. And when you start over, you start at the bottom. You're starting over. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what you've done. And you have to be willing to go through that challenge of starting over to build up, or else you can never get to that next level. So I helped build that company. I was an owner in that company. We sold that company before we went public, cashed out, and then it's like, now what? That's when I got into real estate. So I started on the development side, working for builders, running big neighborhoods, national builders. And then I started running a brokerage. I built that to 12 offices in 4 states. I had 40 agents. We sold 6,000 homes together over 7 years. But you're on that hamster wheel. That's what Brent always said to me. I'm on a hamster wheel. Sell, sell, sell. You can't ever quit. So when I saw EXP, I was one of the first people in Dallas to come on board. I think there were about 1,000 agents in the company. I was sitting in a room with 60 other brokers, updating my broker's license, and I got it because I had already been running a virtual brokerage. And then I saw EXP and I'm like, wait, I've been doing this. Obviously not like Glenn, but. So I was sitting on the edge of my seat and literally bolted to the front when Rob quit talking and said, I want to do this. I was 50 when that happened. So at 50, because some people say, I'm too old, I'm too late, it's too much, you're too big, or whatever your thing is you're saying to yourself. I was 50 years old, single mother, okay, starting over in a completely different company in something that I'd never done before, because I had never been a recruiter, by the way. And you have to be willing to take a chance on yourself. You have to be willing. I always talk to Katash about God puts things in front of us, And I'm like, I'm jumping. And I'm gonna trust somehow he's gonna catch me or he's gonna figure it out, right? You gotta be willing to jump. You gotta be willing to take the risk. And if you're not willing to take the risk, there's an old saying, you keep doing the same thing over and over again, right? And keep getting the same results. Do you know what that's called? Insanity. So do you want to keep being insane, or do you want to take the risk and jump off the ledge and take a chance on something, to have something that you see as an opportunity that we now are having a proven opportunity? It's not like you're taking a chance like we did, who, right? It's so different now. So it's giving you the opportunity to do something bigger and in a way that you could never do on your own. You have to have a vision though. I'm very big on vision. This board is old. I've accomplished everything and more beyond that board. I have other boards. I've created not only a vision board of what I want to accomplish or what I want to have, if you want to say, in my life. I've also created a vision board of who I want to be. And a lot of people don't take the time to do this, but with me and God and my time with him, it's like, who do I want to be in this world? Who do I want to show up as? How do I want people to remember me? I don't care if you remember who I am at EXP, no offense, Glenn. I care if you remember that I loved you. I care if you remember that I was kind to you. I care that you remember that I loved other people, that I gave, that I was a servant. That's what matters to me. So we have a guy that Brent mentioned earlier, Jay Kinder. He came up with this. Take a picture of this. These guys are brilliant. He has the stages of a real estate business. And so depending on where you're at in your business, whether you're a solo agent, trying to be a team, trying to grow, there's different things that you have to accomplish, different things you have to level up to get to the next stage. And I think it was Brent that was saying it, you've got to be willing to fail, right? You've got to be willing to get egg on your face, to look like an idiot, or else you'll never learn, you'll never grow. This is my day. Over a decade ago, probably 15 years ago, I was at a conference and Hal Elrod was there. He wrote this book called Miracle Morning. Get it if you can. He teaches you to get up at 4 in the morning, and he teaches you to discipline yourself to accomplish everything you want in your life during your morning routine. So I took that and transformed my life. But I took what his concepts were and applied it to scripture, applied it to how I could do that with God and letting God lead my life. And lots of people, Katash can tell you, we have lots of people that have been following the things that I've done, and it's just incredible what God will do when you show up. I spend about 3 hours on average every morning with God, between Bible study, prayer, research. I've written 6 books, Amazon #1 bestseller. All of that is just in my time with God. I also, thank you. And it's about disciplining yourself, disciplining your time, disciplining your day, making decisions, being intentional. And I love Brent. I mean, he's like a big ball of fire wherever he goes. But the energy, like he's talking about, and the way I transfer that is its intentionality. If you're not intentional about your life, if you're not intentional about what you want to accomplish, or who you want to be, or where you want to go, or what you want to give, or who you want to be in relationship with, how else are you going to get it? No one's going to do it for you. There are no handouts in this world. It is up to you to decide who you want to be, where you want to be, and then you have a room full of people that are going to be willing to help you get there. Okay? Are you guys in for that? Here's some books you can read, very helpful books. You can take a picture of that. So you don't have to become good at everything if you become great at one thing. What's the one thing you're great at? Brent was great at open houses. Brent's now great at recruiting. I was great at open houses. I killed it at open houses, built a business, built a farm, a team from open houses. So figure out what you're good at and hone in on that and double down on that and build off of that. And then you can leverage from that once you scale that to the point that you can spread. Because you can't do it all. You just can't. And I love the description before about the lead gen, because Brent's right, it is about lead gen. If you don't have any leads, you have no money. I mean, it just is what it is. So you've got to really dial down and be committed. I mean, statistically, they say you have to make 100 calls to get 10 appointments to get 1 sale. If you're a great salesman, it won't take you that many people. If you build a buy referral business, it won't take you that many calls. There's so many ways to do this business. It's not one specific way. Find your way. And your way is not necessarily the same way someone else is going to do it. So what we teach our agents, I have 90 people on my front line. I have 30,000 in my total organization. But I focus with my specific team that when they come on board with me, we're recruiting about 10 to 20 agents a month right now on my personal team that I started in Dallas. And we teach them to have a path. I'm a corporation. I'm not just a team lead. I'm not just a part of EXP. I'm a corporation that you're choosing to join. And I have a path and a journey for you to build not only your business through the leads I'm going to give you and through the training I'm going to give you, through the skill mastery I'm going to offer you. I'm going to help you build wealth. I'm going to teach you financial literacy. I'm going to teach you how to get out of debt. I'm going to teach you how to save for your taxes. I'm going to teach you how to save to invest in the future and to have an emergency fund. And then what we do is we teach them to build a legacy once their stability is with wealth, because a lot of agents are great at making money, right? Great salespeople, great at doing that, but they're horrible with finances, horrible with money, horrible with saving. Somebody mentioned earlier that they spend it as fast as they make it. If you're a business owner, a CEO of a company, you can no longer think like that. You have to think that this is a business. If you opened a retail store, would you spend every dollar that came in the retail store? No. Would you show up every day on time to open the door for customers? Yes. Would you stay until the end of the day, until the last customer left? Yes. Why don't you do that in your real estate business? Treat it like a business instead of treating it like a hobby or a part-time job or just a sales job. Treat it like a business, and you will see the success from that by doing the consistency and the other things that the other speakers have spoken about. You have to know your numbers. So I have something called a vertical tracking sheet. I know every penny that's spent. I know where every penny spent. I know what it's spent on. I know what exactly my ROI is on every lead source. I can tell you how much each lead source is bringing in ROI. I can tell you what lead source I need to drop and what lead source I need to add, because I know my numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you can't make a wise decision as a business owner. You have to know your numbers. And then you move into building your legacy. Because of EXP, what winds up happening is it puts you in a position that you have leverage through the financial resources you receive through your revenue share and through your stock. I've been able to take finances from that and leverage to become partners in like 11 other companies. Some of them I've just invested in. Some of them I've partnered with people in. I have a single family portfolio in 4 states. I have a multifamily. I own 6 apartment buildings, 1,200 doors, and I'll own another 1,200 this year. That's worth $200 million. So it isn't just about this hamster wheel of you selling a house. Because every time you sell a house, guess what? You're out of business. And you got to start all over. So you can't think like a salesperson, because if you do, you just keep selling a house, selling a house. You know, like an addict, like you're going to sell another house. What you have to do is think, okay, I'm going to save money. And what we teach our agents is I'm going to take you on a journey of making you more successful in your business, helping you sell more houses in your business, helping you save money, helping you secure your family. And then the savings that I helped you get, I'm going to help you invest in apartment buildings where I'm making 2.4 or 2.6, and I'm making distributions on a monthly, and it's all tax-free. Would you guys like that? So the key is, we're in this business to make money, absolutely. We get into real estate to make money, but there's so much more to it. It's not just about making a buck on a sale. It is about, as you touch every single client, as you touch every single agent, as you work with every single EXP person you come in contact with, how can I connect with them? How can I love them? How can I pour out to them? How can I care for them? How can I let them know that they matter? They matter. You matter. You matter to me. To be honest with you, I was in a hospital in Doha thinking we had a heart attack. I texted Steve saying, don't know if they're going to let me get on the plane. So he's texted me in the middle of the night to see if I was okay. I had a CT scan done of my body, or else Doha government police weren't going to let me get on my plane. You matter to me. I got on a plane after having a semi-heart attack to come here. So I'll ask again, what are you building? If you come with us, if you join us, we promise to take you on a journey that is beyond your wildest dreams. We will help you build your business. We will help you build wealth. Thank God for Glenn and EXP. And we will help you build a legacy that you can hand to your children or leave for others, and it will change other people's lives as well. Love you guys.